How many's that?
What?
How many have you had, David? 2, 3?
Oh, 2, I think.
You've got to stop this.
Stop what?
Slowly killing yourself.
You prefer I do it a little faster?
I prefer you didn't do it at all.
It's only 2.
But it never ends at 2. And it's every night.
So I'll stop at 2, okay?
I was hoping,
There. I stopped. See?
I was hoping we would go out to eat tonight, but I really don't think you're up to it.
No, I'm up to it. Where do you want to go?
Forget it. I'll just make some pasta. Did you see where they've almost completed my convention center? All they have left to do is... David, you're not listening. Did something happen at work?
No. I didn't sleep well last night.
You were tossing and turning. Is it the new dean? Judy says he's rather a perfectionist and difficult at first, but just give him a few days. He'll come around.
It's not the dean.
Oh, good. It's the Russian boy.
Ukrainian.
Ukrainian. Is he still...
Not anymore. He dropped my class.
He did? Why?
He said it was dull and uninspiring. Said he would rather waste 5 hours a week of his life sniffing model airplane glue than listen to me lecture about string theory and black holes. God forbid he should take 5 minutes from taking selfies and flirting with girls in class and learn something new. Oh no.
What does he know? He's what, 19?
21.
Same thing.
Close enough.
Well, then what is it? David, are you in love with someone else?
No, of course not. I've been happily under your spell since the day back at Medfield when I found out you'd been doodling my name in the front of your chemistry notebook.
How did you know about the notebook?
Don't you remember? You dropped it in the hallway and I picked it up for you.
That's right, and you were coming around the corner with that girl you used to hang around with.
Dana.
Dana with the long, beautiful blonde hair and the squeaky little voice. And you had on that blue plaid button-down with the torn jeans and the boat shoes without any socks.
And you had that 80s hairdo like the girl in the Go-Go's and those round earrings and that neon green day-glow shirt I used to love. Actually, it wasn't really the shirt.
I'd forgotten about that. What happened to her?
Dana, she figured out there were more numbers in my IQ than in my bank account, so she dumped me for my friend Dexter Riley.
Money talks.
His money sure did. But it didn't last. About 5 years after that, they split up. Last I heard, she was managing a fast food chicken place in Albuquerque.
Serves her right. Well, enough of this tour down memory lane. What's eating at you, David? David Abrams. I've been married to you for 13 years. I know you better than you know yourself. There's something eating at you.
It's nothing, really. I just need to get a good night's sleep, that's all.
Look, we've been through a lot the past few years. Putting Mom in a home, almost losing the house, my 2 surgeries, your dad's cancer, losing our son. Look, the last few years haven't been easy, but we've gotten through it because we lean on each other. You used to say I was the Hutch to your Starsky, remember?
Yeah. Actually, you're better looking than Hutch.
Come on, Starsky, tell me what's eating at you.
Okay, but it's going to sound a little... Last night, early this morning, I heard something.
Like what?
Like a voice.
A voice? What do you mean?
Like a voice talking to me.
Oh, let me guess, one of them got loose.
Come on, you wanted to hear this.
Okay, what happened?
Well, I woke up about 2 a.m. to go to the bathroom, and so I'm in there, and you know that feeling you get sometimes when you think you're being watched? So I reached for the hand towel, and that's when I heard this voice.
Was it James Earl Jones? David, I am your father. Or was it like in Field of Dreams? If you flush it, it will go.
Come on, I'm being serious.
Okay, what did the voice say?
Something about not blaming myself.
Not blaming yourself. For what? Who said that?
It was Brody.
That's not funny, David. Everything's always a joke with you.
I'm not joking.
Obviously, you were sleepwalking or dreaming, or you just thought that you...
No, I wasn't sleeping. I was awake. I heard him as clearly as I hear you right now.
How can you say that after what happened?
Would I make this up? Me of all people? Come on! Look, I know how crazy this all sounds, but I know what I heard.
Whatever you heard, you must have been dreaming or something.
It wasn't a dream. I was awake.
David, it hurts me to say this, but you're not the same man you were 4 years ago.
Really? Well, in case you've forgotten, Catherine, our son was killed 4 years ago. I was there, remember?
I know you miss him. I miss him too. Every day when I come home, I expect to see him sitting at the table, eating a cookie, doing his homework. But then I look over there, and that chair's still empty. Even after all this time, I still can't believe that he's really not coming back. David, last night, did you see anything?
No, I think I wanted to, but I just heard his voice.
What exactly did he say?
Well, first he just said, Dad, you know, like he used to say when he wanted to ask me something. First I thought I was dreaming or sleepwalking. Then he said it again, louder. Dad.
David, he's been gone for years.
I know that! Didn't you hear what I just said? Don't talk to me like I'm a child, Catherine. I was there, remember? I saw the whole thing. I was there. I held my boy in my arms, and I saw the fear and the confusion in his eyes because he couldn't understand what was happening to him. He couldn't understand why he was dying. My God, his blood is still on my shirt.
David, stop it!
He said he was okay and that he wasn't in pain anymore. And he said I shouldn't grieve. He said it was time for me to move on. And then he said...
What did he say?
He said 3 words.
David, what did he say?
He said, "Not your fault." And then it was like the air in the room just, my ears popped. And then he was gone. And then there was this fruity smell like, I don't know, blueberries.
I used to make him blueberry muffins. He would always try to sneak one or two before dinner. David, I don't know what happened to you last night. Maybe you were awake and you just thought that you hurt.
I was awake. I told you.
David, Brody's been gone for 4 years. You saw what happened. You were there. At his funeral, you held me up.
I know.
You held me up while he lowered his little body into the ground.
I know.
Then how do you explain what happened?
I don't know how to explain it. All I know is what I heard. I know one thing. That voice that I heard last night was Brody. It was our son. It was him.
It wasn't Brody. You've been mourning for 4 years. You gotta let him go, David. You gotta let him go. You gotta stop seeing his face in every crowd. I wish you would go get some help.
First I was a drunk, now I'm insane. Come on, Catherine, I don't hear voices. Well, usually.
You've never stopped grieving. You've never really let him go, David. You can't get on with your life until you let him go. It might be your subconscious, I don't know, but do you think Brody would want to see you like this? David, if he could see you now, it would break his little heart. He loved you. He would always say, I want to be just like my dad when I grow up, a professor.
He said that?
All the time.
He used to come in my study at night. I'd be poring over my manuals and making notes for the next day, and he'd be sitting in a chair just watching me. I could almost hear the little gears in his head humming away. The night before he died, he came in and I was making notes for the next day and going over manuals, and I looked up and I could see him out of the corner of my eye just sitting in the floor by one of the bookshelves, and he had taken a book off the shelf and was going through it. I didn't say anything. I just watched him for a long time, and I looked at the spine. It was Stephen Hawking. And for a long time he just looked through it. Finally he closed the book and he looked up at me and he smiled. And he just nodded.
He may have looked like me, but he was your son.
He was our son.
Your son. I just carried him for 9 months.
So, what I heard last night, okay, I'll call Dr. Schopenhauer and make an appointment.
Thank you, David.
I'm only doing this for you and for Brody.
He loved you so much. I love you too.
I love you back, Hutch.